right, so here we are in the tractor with the one and only Steve Sheffels from Montana Grain Growers Association. Steve, how's it going?
It's going pretty well. Good conditions this year.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to tell us a little bit about what you got going here today. What are you putting in the ground?
We are putting some Metcalf Malt Barley in the ground.
Okay, going with some malt barley.
Yep.
That's my big question is, why still run a box drill?
A couple reasons. One is, we bought these drills in 96 or 98, I think. They're highly modified. We wanted to make it so the straw flows through them really well, so all the rows are a foot further apart than they come standard. So one reason is just dollars, right? So we're running the same drills that we've run since 98. We would be on, I don't know, our third or fourth air drill by now. We have pretty good crops here. We've got a lot of clay in our soil. Another reason for staying on wheat fallow is because our fallow really works. We really do get to save most of the moisture for the year. And these drills are the best for spreading out the weight. All of the seed and all of the weight of the drills is all spread over the 10 tires in the back and the 1 tire in the front pretty equally. And then that's why we also run this tractor instead of a tire tractor, is because it distributes more weight than a regular tractor would. So it's 86 feet. We're going 5 miles an hour. My understanding with air drills is you can go a little bit faster. But we're seeding on this field, let's look it up. We're averaging 51 acres per hour. And that includes stopping to fill the drills. Just for getting stuff done, this is pretty efficient.
So here's the next question. How do you transport this thing? Which, of course, all your acres are pretty much in the same spot, but...
So that's kind of one of our other things that with a kind of a ground rule along with compaction is all our land is contiguous. We have to cross the road, we don't have to go down the road. So you cannot pull these down the road, they don't come apart. Because these are so simple, they're just simple mechanical things, the thing that's gonna make us not use them anymore is the press tires in the back. John Deere quit making them probably 15 years ago now. When we figured that out, we bought all of the tires that John Deere had at that time. And I bought some used drills to get some more tires, although the tires on those drills were not very good. So tires is gonna be probably what makes us retire them. It's gonna be basically $1 million to get a new tractor and an air drill, right? Probably more than that, to get one that will do the number of acres that this one will. We've kind of made the decision not to go to the grain cart and semi-way like I was saying earlier because of the compaction reasons primarily. And so we've got 7 of these trucks. Normally during harvest we use 5 of them. And as you can see, they're early 80s vintage. So there's always one that breaks down or 2. So that's why we have spares. So I'm just looking in the bottom of the bin there to make sure there's a little seed in the bottom, because if there's no seed in the bottom, that means I left a skip, which I don't know what I would do about it, but it's not an issue. So this is Metcalf Malt Barley, and it's treated with prebiotic, which is basically clear. You can't see it. The fact that this is pink is just the beginning of what came out of the auger at the seed place. So each of these trucks holds roughly 300 bushels of seed. The drills filled up just level with the top of the drills is roughly 90 bushels. We're putting down a bushel to the acre so we can do 90 acres. Basically, if we load them heaped up like this, we can do 120 acres. So that's why we load them that way. So this complicated piece of equipment is called pokey. And it's made from a welding rod. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but if you can get a view in that way, there's mud in the bottom of the shaft. So you take this, and this shaft is full of fertilizer and seeds, so when we get it unplugged, we should get a little pile below it. That's how we know we got it right. The actual opening under here is kind of small and not easy to find. So that was plugged. We'll unplug it and then put this back on. So both end ones on the drills were plugged, but that's not that big of a deal because there's about 2 feet of overlap. So there won't be an actual skip in the crop. So now we'll take our custom hook tool, and this was designed to pull the mud from the tires. So right here, you can see what the problem is. The mud builds up and it wears against the tires. And as I explained, the tires are the most valuable part of this drill. It's the only part of it that we can't replace or get spares for. So we're a little bit sensitive about keeping our tires in good shape if we can.
You almost always have a drill rider back there, right?
That is our normal mode of operation. If we have just super good conditions, we'll sometimes go without one for a little bit or part of the field or something. Or if we just can't find one, then sometimes we'll not use one. But if there wasn't one back there, I would probably spend more than 50% of my time turned around looking in the opposite direction. So basically, I hold on to both rails and I'm looking to see if all the hoses are connected and if the cups are clear. If this shaft is turning and both of those chains are turning. You also kind of glance this way every now and then to see if there's a gopher hole or something.
Oh yeah.
If this front wheel hits a hole, it'll launch you. Sometimes if there's a bend in the hose like that, the bottom of it's not plugged. In this case, it's plugged. So again, we're gonna wait till we get to the end to fix it. The wheels in the back drive this sprocket here. The seat is metered with this lever, which slides this shaft back and forth and changes this opening right here. And that's how much seed comes out. The fertilizer is different. The opening stays the same, and there's a transmission with a gearbox, and you change the gears so that shaft changes speed. So you set it up based on a table, a chart that's printed on here for how many pounds per acre you want to put down. I think earlier today we were at E2. So the first thing was at E, and then you set it to 2, and then that turns the shaft at a specific speed. I assume it's that way because the fertilizer doesn't flow as good as the seed. This hex thing right here is how you set the depth. So you just turn it clockwise or counterclockwise, and all the drills move up or down based on that.
Gotcha. One per drill?
One per drill. You gotta try to keep them the same. So that one's plugged. I didn't see it when we were stopped. It's in the overlap. So it's seating right on top of the last row. So we're not gonna do anything about it till we get to the end. So I'm gonna signal him. Because you gotta crawl under here, it's kind of nice that it's usually the end ones that plug. Makes for less crawling. All right, that one's on, that one's on. Now let's see any more.
Let's talk about grain growers in general. What's the 30-second elevator pitch on the organization, and why should one be a member?
So Montana Grain Growers Association is an association of farmers and people who support farmers who grow primarily cereal grains in Montana, and we advocate at both the state and national level for our businesses and to some extent, our way of life in terms of rural communities. We're the voice in Washington and in Helena primarily. We keep track of things and watch things from a legislative perspective so that farmers can understand what's going on. And we talk to people about what's actually happening. It's not that different from any sort of trade organization. If you're a plumber or a carpenter or an electrician, you've got a union or an association that advocates for you, and we do that for farmers.